What's up, everyone? This is DyanaRozay. Welcome to my channel. I see you guys are coming in. I know it is the middle of the day, so I appreciate everybody joining me right now. And if you can hear me, just let me know that you can hear me, okay? Go ahead and drop your city or state in the chat. I'd like to thank everyone again for coming in. Melody just dropped some pretty big news, okay? Hey, Queens Jaja, and thank you to my new members. I see you coming in. I appreciate you guys for joining the channel. Awesome. You guys, listen, we just got a show, okay? Thank you so much. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. It looks like it's Fluid Gummy Queen. Thank you so much for becoming a new member. I appreciate you guys. Tamika Smith, thank you for becoming a new member. Thank you all for coming in. I was not prepared to go live today, but I'm joining you. I'm going to be behind the screen though, okay? Hopefully that is fine for you all. You see the picture. Melody went live, y'all, and she had some things to share, and we are going to talk about it. Number one, thank you. I see Michigan is in the house. Thank you so much. North Carolina is in the house. Let's see. Listen, I've been typing or texting my sister. The Black Bumblebee is here. You guys are awesome. Thank y'all for coming in. We have some things to discuss. I hope my voice doesn't sound too shaky. It may, because what Melody just shared kind of, it shook me up a little bit. It probably shook you guys up a little bit. And, it's unbelievable, you guys. It is unbelievable. The stuff that we have seen play out on the show season after season after season. Thank you, New York. Hey, Alabama. Hey, Richmond, Virginia. What we've seen play out on live. You guys know that I did a video the other day where I was asking, how did this even play out? Like, how did this person, and I shouldn't even call her this person, her name is Carson Blue. How did Carson Blue end up on this show? She, people found her out. People found her out. They started talking about it. She attempted to defend herself, people were saying. Excuse me 1 second. Sorry about that. She was attempting to defend herself, of course. And I guess people may have still been coming for a little bit. And Melody got on live to talk about it. If you guys don't know, tomorrow is actually Martell's big reveal for whatever this suit collection or whatever this mess is, right? His new business. And I was just about to do a video. Literally, the video is still in process, but I said I'm going to stop it and I'm just going to go ahead and go live and talk to you all. So I want to make sure that I get all my thoughts out. But one of the things that I was going to share with y'all was that last weekend, when Martell did the recap with Carlos King, he asked him, is there anything else that you would like to talk about, right? Is there anything else you'd like to talk about? And then he was like, hint, hint, Martell forgot what to talk about, but he said, hint, hint, your clothing line. But he came on, he was real measured in how he was speaking, even though I told you guys, I thought that he was, short circuiting a little bit because he wasn't making the best of sense. But him and Carlos sat up there and, Carlos tried to ease him into this money-making thing. And he ended it with, we are going to make our money. I believe he said something about one monkey don't stop no show or some mess like that. I'm not sure. I didn't go back to check the exact language, but we know that that happened. And then you guys, literally, hours after that, it's revealed that, Miss Carson was a friend of his baby's mother, AC. Y'all know that she came out yesterday and said, do you guys want me to talk about this? And I actually was like, yeah, let me see what she wants to, let me push the yes button. Let's see what happens. But when you push the yes button, it actually said, no, I'm going to be good. So she refused to talk about it. She was basically saying, I'm not going to move forward with any additional conversation on this. Martell has been quiet as a church mouse Melody has come out and said, listen, I keep reliving all of this mess over and over and over and over again. Um, and like I told you guys in my video the other day, Tisha and Destiny, what Tisha had made, the comment Tisha had made on the reunion stage when she was like, my mother was talking about Melody being promiscuous, and Destiny saying, you want me to tell? I'll tell it. And everybody, no, Destiny, no, Destiny. Melody point blank said all of that mess was a damn lie. Okay. It's a lie. It never happened. Melody said she shared when she had moved on from Martell, that she had gotten her own apartment, that she had already made a filing for divorce, all of that stuff. However, in order to dim her light and make it seem like he's this innocent guy just sitting on the sidelines doing absolutely nothing, you know what I'm saying? That he was forced into, getting together with somebody, or, having an affair. Melody said that never happened. And I'm tired of someone putting this dirt on my name. I'm tired of showing up on this show and having this be the constant thing that people talk about season after season after season. And she said, it's a day of revelation for me. That's number one. Number two, my court case is over. Okay. So, that's still a big topic of discussion. So she let it be known. It's done. The judgment has been made. No changes in the custody case. I'm moving forward. I can't keep living in this past, and I can't keep, whatever's going on in her day. People are, reaching out to her and asking her to speak about things that's very much in her past, right? So I want to read a couple of these comments, and y'all know I'm about to drop the link because I know you guys got things to say. Let's see right here. Let me take this this one thing off. Hold on one second and put my my regular screen up. But I know you guys have things to say, and I know that we've all been taking this ride with Melody. We're watching the show and we're trying to figure out what is going on. Why does this keep coming up season after season? Why do people insist on dragging this lady the way they've dragged her? But listen, she said today is the day of revelation, and she dropped all this news, y'all, the day before Martell's supposed to have this suit collection. Black Bumblebee said, drag Letitia to the front, baby. Okay. We want to know why her 3 degrees didn't tap the Melody chip in her neck to do the right thing and call Melody. Why Letitia? Why Marceau? Correct. You guys may know that I had put up a poll on, if you follow me on Facebook, I go by DyanaRozay Real Talk over there. If you follow me on Facebook over there, you would have saw that I put up a poll. Let me see if I can share my screen for that. I can do that right now and show y'all what it looks like, okay? But I was asking you guys, after all of this stuff came out, I was like, listen, did Martell, you know what I'm saying? Like, did we miss something? Was this girl maybe just airing out Martell as opposed to, trying to drag Melody? What's your feelings on that? And the majority of you said that y'all believed that this was solely about airing out Martell. It didn't have anything to do with trying to drag Melody, that you guys basically believed that her intentions were sincere, is how I read it. And so Melody basically came on and said something similar. She just said, listen, she did share it with me. She absolutely shared it with me. She let me know that Martell and his baby mama, that Martell, I won't even say AC at this point, because according to Carson, if we are to believe her, Carson said that AC gave her a call and said, Martell is mad at me. Martell is mad at me because I don't want to pull up a fake account or create this fake account, pretend to be a man, and then post a video of him and his ex, and pretend like, it's another man that she's with when it's really with him. She was having a guilty conscience about it, but she felt like Martell was mad at her, and she wanted to know from Carson if she was doing the right thing. Carson told her that is the wrong thing to do. Okay, don't do it. At the end of the day, he's going to blame somebody once this becomes legal. And chances are he's going to blame you, okay? Because your name is all over this, not his. And we've seen him do that before, right? Melody has said this before. Remember when she kept saying disrespect equals no access? Remember when she said last year, I believe, following the Destin trip, that Martell did not have to tell his baby mama my medical diagnosis, that he is constantly pitting us against each other, sharing things with her that she's basically using over me. She also shared in the live that Tasha K, or he called, sent her a text saying, guess who's going to be your co-host? Basically, again, taunting her with his baby's mother, saying that she's going to go on and say things about you, make you look bad, right? It was awful. Okay. But he was doing all this, and she said, I'm tired. I'm tired of being taunted by him. I'm tired of him using everyone against me. I'm tired of people believing the garbage. I'm tired of it all. Right? That's what I heard. Y'all let me know if y'all heard something different. But I heard her say, I'm tired of it. Okay. And then basically she said today that she wants people to, if you're coming after Carson and saying that she might not be telling the truth or whatever that may be, she said the girl has a right to defend herself, and that's the reason why she came on. She came on to defend herself. She told me I believe her, and I believe her because, yeah, if y'all watch my video again, you would have saw me post those you would have saw my video, the two posts that Melody had made regarding that very thing. Melody said, revenge, PORN, question mark. She would say, called him whack. She said, I got 4 kids with you. How do you think they got here? And then she said, my lawyer is on speed dial 24/7, and I'm about to make this call in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was when they were actually in the custody case. Martell had already taken her to court, and he had the audacity to send her a screenshot, according to Melody, a screenshot of, that video, sent it to her like, this is what I could do to you. Gross. I can't even think of anything more repulsive. He's just repugnant all the way around. But she shared that, and y'all, I want to know, like, what are your thoughts on all of this? Whew, this is a doozy. I know that people are, everybody's talking about it. I have to go check and see what the other pages are doing right now, because y'all know she basically aired a whole bunch of people out. She aired some people out, not just Martell, but she aired out the cast as well. Because again, like yesterday when I put that video out, I asked the question. This is a story that the entire cast has been running with. This is something that everybody has been saying. So I don't know if anyone's hands are clean. We can't say that one person looks good, or we can't put one person on a pedestal when that person has done a lot to keep this crazy story going. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about all of that. I'm about to drop the link so that you guys can talk to me and let me know what y'all think about it. I appreciate Tasha Rains for being in the house as a moderator. Let me check to see who else is moderating, just in case I missed y'all. Ooh, this chat is zooming. Let me see if I can slow it down. Okay, hopefully that slowed it down. Dear Lord, I had no idea that chat was moving that fast. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Let me get this pinned up. Okay, so you are able to come up, you are able to talk. I want to hear all of your opinions. I appreciate you guys again for coming in. 627 of you are currently watching or in the chat. And if you could go ahead and hit that like button, I'd appreciate it. Let's talk about what it's like. And thank you so much for the blessing to the channel. This is Miss Sheree. Miss Sheree said this means that Martell and Coleslaw set up and watched the video, and they both are sick. They get off on that. Shaking my head. Child, it's a lot. It is a lot. Thank you so much, Miss Sheree, for the blessing to the channel. I appreciate you so much. Let's see. Let me add Miss Talkative. I'm adding you up. I have Joy R. I'm adding you up. Okay, and then anybody else who wants to come up, please do. I like to put at least 4 of you up, and then we'll have you speak one at a time. I know that you guys have a lot to say, and I apologize because I was looking at another screen. I didn't realize that those doggone comments were moving as fast as they were, so I didn't get to catch all of it, and I bet you guys had some amazing things to say too. But let's start with you, Miss Talkative. What you got? What are your thoughts on all of this?
Hi, Miss Rozay, and your channel.
Hey.
My comment is that now I do believe I did believe she was telling the truth when she first spoke. However, I don't feel as though her telling
Motive.
melody was pure and genuine, and I do believe that Tisha was trying to use her as her ace in the hole, because why didn't she bring her to the spa day? Why would she just pop up at Melody's tea party? And if you were so genuine, why would you tell Tisha and not tell Melody sooner?
Everything you said. I mean, you making great points. I'm going to put up the banner. We're talking about the show. All comments are opinion and alleged. Okay, this is what I'm going to say. She didn't share. She said a few days ago. She told me. She did not say. Um, or I may be mistaken. I apologize. I heard her say that she told me, but I'm not sure if she gave a timeline for when.
Melody,
Also,
I'm
mhm.
sorry. Melody said she told her a couple of days ago.
Okay,
So
she.
basically, after it all blew up in her face.
Okay, okay. I just wanted to make sure that was clear. We heard Carson say that she didn't tell her beforehand because she was just like, I didn't know what to say or how to say that. I wouldn't want anybody coming to me like that, so I didn't tell it. And perhaps she, had a change of heart after
So
people
why
were.
tell Tisha?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry.
So why would she tell Tisha? If she
Oh,
didn't want to be bothered with it, why would she tell Tisha what the secret was?
listen. Your guess is better than mine. Y'all heard my video.
Right, exactly. Yes.
I asked the same question. I said, at this point, because we all know the storylines that's been on the show. We know a lot of the behind the scenes. So you may not have been privy to it, but Tisha was. And at the end of the day, my feelings were, Tisha surely knew, and that you know, there had to have been an angle for Miss Carson as well. And so my thought was that, listen, she's an influencer. She had 140,000 followers. She's looking to get her follower count back up, get her, whatever contract she had as an influencer, and to build her business. She was actually on my in the comments of my page yesterday, and someone had made the comment that she was going to do the Detroit show. This was just an opportunity to have her seen on this show so that they can move her to the Detroit show. And she responded, "No, ma'am, I'm opening a, high-end beauty salon in Huntsville. This is where I'm resting my feet. So my feet and my head." So that I don't know. What I can say is I don't want it to completely bash or attack her, because right now Melody is feeling pretty settled in whatever conversation the two of them had. But I'm open to your thoughts. I don't want to take that away from you. Queen's Jaja, thank you for the blessing. And she said, I would like this to be addressed on air with apologies from the women and Carlos. Let's finally see some Black girl magic and fellowship. How do you feel about that? Thank you, Miss Queen's Jaja. How do you feel about that, Miss Talkative?
I agree. It should be.
Okay.
I agree 100%.
Okay. You agree 100%. Okay. We would like to all see this. Okay. I don't know if she knows that her mic. Miss Sunshine.
Hi.
Hey, could you mind micing up for 1 second? Because I have you coming up next, but I have one person in front of you, okay?
Okay.
All right. Could you turn your mic? Okay, thank you. All right, Miss Joy R., how are you, honey?
I'm great. How are you doing, Queens? Thank you for letting me up. I'll first say that was so upsetting to see Mel so distraught. and I can tell she's really dealing with it. In terms of the whole Carson situation, I'll tell you that I am on the fence about what her intentions are, but I think that just it speaks greater to the fact that the Scotts and anything connected to Martell is so tainted. You know, when you operate with ill intentions, it seeps into your spirit and it taints everything around you. And so that's why I say I'm on the fence with her. What I will say is that I am glad that she eventually did tell Melody the truth. In terms of the onus of who should have told Mel or who shouldn't, I would first say it's first going to go to Tisha. Tisha, you're a married woman with children. And if this is someone who works for you and told you this information, you have sat in this woman's face a many of day with that circulating in the back of your head. Because if Tisha knew, her husband knew, his brother and his wife knew as well. So to see all of those people literally like serpents around her, potentially knowing this information and continuously attacking her is disturbing and disgusting.
Okay, girl.
Sorry.
Listen, she didn't take she didn't take anything when she said, listen, I'm giving grace. I'll say that I'm giving grace to Carson. I didn't hear her say she was giving grace to anybody else. She said, I'm tired of the lies. She said, I'm tired of these people that he's using to come after me every single time. I'm tired of that. So I think that what you're saying is right on board with what she was saying, right on par with that.
Absolutely. And just, I hope that she stays in good spirits, that she continues to build a close support system around herself, referring to Mel, because like you say, that's not over. He has a very he has some more falling to do. And it says that, you know, God will prepare a table right in front of your enemies. And what it was is that they ate too long off of her table, and now it's literally like vipers. And so it's just really sad. It really, really is. But thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk, and I'll drop down to give someone a chance to come up.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming up. Thank
Of course.
you.
Take care.
You too. Okay, Miss Sunshine Rays, you up
Hi,
next. How you
hi,
doing?
Diana and Chad. How is everyone doing?
Awesome. How are you this afternoon?
I'm getting over this sickness that I have, so my voice is still a little bit off.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I hope you feel better.
Thank you.
Melody dropped some information. She called it a day of revelation. Come on in, she said. She said, I'm not talking about the court case. Never wanted to talk about it. I was forced because producers said, listen, this is the information that is out here about you right now. This is what's being aired on the TV, and you need to basically, take up for yourself, stand up for yourself. She said that was the only reason she chose to reveal what she did. Because I said, y'all heard me, I said I was actually surprised to see any of it being discussed. But she said, the case is done, it's closed. They are to continue with 50-50 custody. This is a person she has to continue, engaging with. We've heard her, air out some stuff last week. She showed Tiffany her phone, said, let me play this for you. Let me tell you what type of man Martell is. What did she say to him? What did she say to Tiffany? Do you remember? Did you watch the show?
I did watch the show.
She called him a queen.
He's a master
Yes,
manipulator.
he didn't have. She wished she had kids with a real man and not a queen.
And then
Mhm.
I feel so bad for Mel, and I pray a lot, so I keep her in my prayers. But after hearing Carson, that's her name, I believe.
Mhm.
After hearing what she said, I believed her, what she said about what Ariane and Martell had planned to release that sex tape of Melody. There is a special place in hell for Ariane.
Whew.
Martell, on the other hand, he is the devil, so his place is already secured. But what makes this so hard to watch?
So I just
Ariane is.
I just
Go
heard that
ahead.
Carson is in the chat. Carson, if you'd like to come up, I welcome your coming up. I know that a lot of people had conversations, so I would love for you to come up if you'd like and talk about it. Okay, sorry about that. I just wanted to make sure that she knew she had an invite up.
That's okay.
Oh,
Ariane being a woman and having a daughter, you would think by now, I understand back then she was saying that, oh, she was young. She's not young anymore. You have a daughter.
mhm.
How do you sit back for so many years, constantly going at Melody online, constantly having this guy using you to go at his ex-wife when the ex-wife is not the problem? The problem is the common denominator, and that is Martell.
Mhm.
If
Mhm.
Ariane don't be careful, she's gonna wake up one day, a couple of things is gonna happen here. She's gonna end up in a crazy house, prison, or dead.
So I want
This
everybody.
guy is toxic. He's just a toxic person.
So, Sunshine, hold on one second. If you guys could please be respectful to Carson, if she's in the chat, I actually would love for her to come up. If we could be respectful to her, one of the things that Melody did share is that she had a right to defend herself. And that is why she felt like she had to come out and say X, Y, and Z. So, because of that, because she had that one-on-one with her where she got to, talk to her and use her discernment on whether or not she was being genuine or not. I want us to also use, carry that over to her. Okay. I don't want her to be attacked here if she is in the comments. I really would like for her to come up if she could, but go ahead. I apologize for that.
It's okay, but I would never attack her because just from looking at her live the other day, you can tell she was telling the truth regarding that situation.
Okay.
And it is unfortunate that Mel is still going through all of this for so long just because of this one person she chose to marry and have children with. I just pray that at some point this noose around her neck can be let go of permanently. Martell needs to go somewhere. He just needs Jesus at this point. I don't think there's anyone that can help him except God right now. He is unraveling. He has nothing to lose. And in a sense, I am afraid for Mel and her kids. And that's pretty much all I have to say.
Okay. So, Miss Carson, if you look at the very top of the chat, you'll see a pinned comment. Go ahead and you have to hit it. Right now, it's kind of looks like it's let me make sure. Okay. So when you hit that comment, it's going to say membership and then it's going to say join chat. You join the chat from there. Okay. It has little hearts on it. So hopefully you can see that. And if that doesn't work, I'll drop the link again just to make sure. Let me do that anyway, just in case. Hold on. Okay. So I'm dropping the join chat link one more time. You can see it there, just in case you need to do that. And okay, great. All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate what you had to say, Miss Sunshine. And thank you for coming up for the first time because I don't think that you've been on my
No,
channel
no,
before.
I've always been in your chat, but I never came up.
Well, I
But
appreciate.
thanks for having me, and I'll drop down.
Okay, thank you so much.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, let me see. I'm going to bring up Carson to chit chat with us for a few seconds. I know that we have Pastor Anderson and Lynette waiting, but I did want to talk to you, Miss Carson. I know you were in my comments yesterday, and I had asked if you and I could speak. I also told you that I don't know if you had a chance to read it, but I also told you that a lot of people was actually for you, that they thought that what you did was the right thing to do. So I just wanted to know what your thoughts were on all of it.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Hi, guys. Yes, I am here. I am literally getting ready to walk. I was like, I didn't know how to get on here, but
That's okay.
The only thing that I wanted to come on here and really say, because I did go live afterwards, is I did get a chance to see Mel go live, and you know, it did really like make me feel some kind of way, because I did start thinking back like, wow, you know, even though I did not know Mel and I did what I thought was right at that time, like just cutting her off and no longer associating with her, you know, now I'm like, you know, I could have reached out to her and said that. However, what you guys don't know though is when you are a new stylist, you're moving to a new town, right?
Mm-hmm.
You do not typically want to come off as messy, or you're coming here to bring drama. Everybody that I meet, I'm very professional with. I do not come and I don't comment personal things. I don't get, even when I did meet Tisha, when Marceau introduced my husband and I to Tisha, that's something else. Everybody kept saying I was Marceau's mistress and side chick. Actually, my husband and Marceau got acquainted first. When he found out my husband was from Detroit, my husband also flips real estate and things like that in Detroit. So, you know, they were just communicating on that. And then he was just saying, like, what was I doing? And he let them know at that moment I was a hairstylist, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to get all the way into that. But my whole thing was, I've never, you know, really knew Marceau. That really was my husband and Marceau's relationship. And then they kind of connected me and Tisha together, which was a couple days later.
Mm-hmm.
When the reason why I told Tisha, because everybody they're still saying that, you know, like we don't know what her motive was, or I had no motive. I was trying to be respectful so that Tisha wasn't blindsided, and it looked like I was being messy. Like, you know, I knew that girl Ariane, we were cool, we no longer are, and you know, this is why. But I just wanted to let you know ahead of time, just in case something ever come out. They're like, oh, Carson, I just read that in some of your comments, that I'm an opportunist and I'll be anyone's friend. That's, first off, if you're an entrepreneur, you know, I don't know if a lot of people in here are. If you're an entrepreneur, you're not an opportunist if you're trying to place yourself. Y'all making an opportunist sound like a bad thing. All entrepreneurs place themselves in positions for more opportunity and better opportunities to win. I reached out to all of the women, Melody, Kimmy, and Tisha. Those were the three that I reached out to via social media, introduced to myself, just letting them know. None of them answered that DM. Maybe they didn't check their DMs back then. I don't know. I so happened to meet Tisha in person. You know what I'm saying? And because I'm just an honest person, I wanted to let Tisha know. It wasn't for any drama or for anything of that nature. Had Melody responded, I would have for certain let her know, because I wouldn't have wanted her to be blindsided. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
Yeah, but so I just wanted to clear that up, as far as like people are like, what's her motive? She just wants to be on the TV show. Well, when y'all saw me promote Tag Carlos, anybody who makes an appearance on the TV show, y'all, is wanted to promote the episode that they're in. Y'all probably going to see a lot of faces that y'all don't know this season. That's what they wanted to do. And of course, they want you to promote it. You get what I'm saying? So that was me promoting it. I had no knowledge at that time when I posted that, that there was a video that someone had recorded Ariane's live from 2 years ago. I had no knowledge of that. And I do still feel like that possibly was her baby daddy behind it. It was just very strategic place for me. I don't know if I was used. I don't know what the case was, but I just wanted to assure y'all there was never any malicious intent. Soon as I saw the video, I knew I was going to say something about it. But before I did that, I said, you know what? I need to go communicate with Melody first, let her know what's going on, show her all the evidence first. I let Melody know everything. So when y'all was just getting everything, Mel had already knew. Yes, she needed to process it.
So
And
let me clarify, just if you don't mind. You're saying that before this hit the internet, Melody had already knew?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that when you guys wrote, no, I'm not saying you guys. When someone wrote, there was a post. I mean, there was a under the video, because I actually pinned it. A page asked me, was I Martell Holt's baby mama
Friend?
And I responded. Immediately after that response, I went and contacted Melody right then and there.
Melody. Okay.
Because I wanted to make sure before I responded that she knew what all was going on. I didn't want her to get hit with this and blindsided with it. Like, I didn't know if anybody had reached out to her yet or anything, but I wanted to come to her first with the information that I had. Do you get what I'm saying? And let her know, like, I'm about to respond, and I just wanted to inform you. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
Mm-hmm.
You mind if I ask you one question?
Yes.
Okay. So when you have you been, I know you said that you watched season 1, but have you been watching the show at all? Like,
so I'm gonna be real. This season right here, the only episode that I watched is the one with me on it.
Mhm.
I really didn't know anything that was going on. I saw a couple previews on YouTube that there was supposed to be an argument or something at a spa, but I really haven't really watched the season much this season either.
No.
I only got asked to come on there, and I wanted to just tell y'all that I got asked to come on as a +1 because there was supposed to have been an effective communicator or something like that was throwing the party, right?
Right.
At the time, Tisha and I had just kind of like decided or agreed to go separate ways. And, I was not doing her hair anymore because we had a difference of opinion on her hair.
Okay. Can I ask you another question?
And I got to get ready and get out of here because I can't be late. But anyway, so we had a difference of opinion, but sometimes our differences in opinions would kind of sound like arguments. So Tisha was saying, I think it would be, great for you to just come to it, and maybe it would help me and you communicate with each other better. Well, it didn't work, and it didn't get shown on TV. So I just never brought it up, but it didn't work. And Tisha and I don't do Tisha's hair. Tisha has her hairstylist, and I have not done Tisha's hair since the reunion, the style that you guys saw at the reunion.
Okay. Can I ask you just one other question? And then I know you can go. Did you know that Tisha and Melody did not have a good relationship, that they have been,
Absolutely. I mean, that's a given. I mean, if you know the minimum, you do know that. But what I will say, and anybody that's on any glam team will tell you, like, we're considered glam. That's our title at work, right? When we go to these things, they don't pay us. The network pays us. All right.
Pays you. Oh, okay.
Yeah, the network. They pay us to do Tisha's hair. Male's team, they get paid to do their hair. Like, everybody has glam that the networks pay. So we do not. None of the glam. We're all cool with each other behind the scenes. Even if we know, like, there's an argument or a disagreement going on between the castmates, we're not. I wouldn't even just say we're not allowed to get into that. We absolutely just don't get into that because we're not around the castmates when they're doing their thing. We're only, they have their own rooms, and we come get them ready for their scenes. They go do their thing. Like, we're not around. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I mean, y'all probably don't know how it works because I didn't know how it works. And I'm gonna be truthful. The reason why I reached out to all three when I first came, because I just assumed if you're a good hairstylist, you could do everybody's hair. Well, I learned quickly, and I was like, oh shoot, if you are Tisha's glam, you don't get to do Melody's hair. If you are Melody's glam, you can't do Stormy and Tisha's hair. Like, everybody, like, you're set to who you're set with. You get what I'm saying? There's I know that
you're like in a hurry. This is what I want to say to you, though. I want to say that I think that Melody, if you've ever listened to any of my videos, I always talk about how smart Melody is. I think that she's a smart woman. I think that she handles herself very well. Even when she thought that she was, not in the best place emotionally, like, with everything going on, I always thought she, presented well to me. And I always thought that she is a role model for women that is going through similar. So that being said, I know that Melody didn't share everything that the two of you talked about, and I don't share everything that the two of you talked about. But I think at the end of it, she felt like she could trust what you were saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, I just came to her with genuine information. Like, none of it was malicious intent on my end. I think even if she trusted or didn't trust, I think she kind of could visibly see that, just due to the fact that even at the tea party, of which y'all did not get to see because they don't air these things, y'all only got to see drama that was going on.
Right.
We had really great dialogue and communication at the tea party. And that's when I realized, like, dang, like, that was my first time really ever interacting with Mel. And we did have a lot of things where we agreed on, like me and Mel had a lot of our perspectives were the same, or you know, our perspectives were different from the other ladies, where we were more in agreement with each other than everybody else. None of that aired. But you know, at the end of the day, I have a lot of respect for Melody as a woman, as a mother, and for all the things that she went through. I've experienced my own infidelity in my relationship. You know what I'm saying? So I know how bad it hurts. I know how when you know, nobody gets married or creates a family and builds things with someone to think that it's ever going to end. So it is very hurtful. And I will say this, because I'm about to go. I have to go, y'all. I will say this. One of the things that I learned from this experience, because I always kind of just look at everything that I've ever gone through and I like, what did I take from that? What did I learn from it? One thing that I learned from this is you do have to, sometimes it has to be more than money. Now, if you don't know, it's one thing, but if you know, it's another. And what I mean by that is, if I didn't know, if she didn't share with me that she was a mistress and things of that nature, and then I winded up doing Ariane's hair and stuff, that I don't know. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
But if you share with me the type of person you are, then I should be able to say, whoa, this is not somebody that I should be even aligning myself with or allowing myself to be cool with, because clearly you have no morals. If you don't mind sleeping with a husband, well, you might want to sleep with mine. You know, I have a very nice looking husband.
Carson, that's a lot of what people are questioning, because this girl has been so vocal and saying,
well, I will say this, at that time, like I don't know if y'all got to see the receipts that I posted. We knew each other from, I don't want to quote the dates wrong, it was like August 25th or something like that to October 25th. That was our last conversation. I posted this. I posted our
2021.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I remembered you saying too, that it was in 2021, and so you had a whole year that lapsed before you. Okay,
before any of this had to come.
So I hear you. I know you have to go. I'm gonna send you a DM.
Okay.
I have the same platform and on IG. I'm gonna send you a DM later and just try to get some more questions out there. If you're willing to answer them, that'll be great. I appreciate you coming up too.
Okay. And for y'all who saying she's going on a press run, no, I'm not going on a press run. The bloggers are contacting me, and I'm just trying to show y'all love, because this is y'all, just like they saying, you know, I'm a hairstylist. I would love to, if I could do every woman her hair on this live right now, I would want to do it. So obviously, I know y'all bloggers want to report the information, and y'all would like to get it from the horse's mouth. So I'm just trying to support y'all as women and bloggers and Black people doing what y'all love. That's what I'm doing. Like, it's not about, like, I don't know. But okay. Thank you.
Yeah, try not to take too much in. More people support you than not. It is what it is. People are going to have questions, but I will DM you. I appreciate you coming up. And, you know, I wish you the best of luck with everything.
Same here. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Let me read this one comment from Layla. She said, Carson, I'm glad that you exposed the plot. I don't care if you're friends with the Scotts or not. I believe it from the start before Mel even confirmed it. So, okay. And I know she'll probably come back. She was on the channel. She was talking to a lot of people in the comments yesterday. I posted some of that, but I'm sorry about that, Pastor Anderson. I know you have a lot to say, because your face, you was making all kinds of faces. Go ahead and unmic, please. Can you hear me? You're mic'd up, Pastor.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you now, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. I want to thank you for not letting me up, not letting any of us ask questions or anything. You don't know, but that was a God-sent move right there.
Okay.
And I thank you for that. And I just want to say, I got more questions now. After that little few 10 minutes there, I got more questions now than I ever had. Because if you had not asked the question, so you told Mel before you went live, because she implied it, she put it out there. And if you hadn't asked that question, that wouldn't have been clear. That would have left a lot of people thinking that, yes, she told Mel before she went live with that, but she didn't. And and I'm just grateful that you asked that question, because we know that she had not. And then she says, it's not all about money. It's if you know something, is one thing, but if you don't know nothing, and then you ended with, was that 2021? And I'm saying to myself, you knew something in 2021. And she says, well, see, if I had did male hair, I would have told Mel. But you drank Mel's tea and you didn't tell Mel. And so I got a problem with that, because to me, character is everything.
Yes,
You
Lord.
can
Oh,
tell,
I'm
you can
sorry.
tell me how much, because I've had infidelities in my relationship. Well, if you have had them, which could be just a ploy to get sympathy, but if you have had them, sweetheart, then you know what this woman must be feeling, or you know something similar to what she must have felt. And the moment that girl told you what they were plotting and planning, you reached out to everybody on the set to do their hair. You contacted Mel to do her hair, but not once could you say, excuse me, but is it possible that I could meet with you? I have some information that might be beneficial to you. And Mel, you said Mel, and I believe it because we know Mel gave her grace. That's what Mel does. But there's one thing. See, Mel is learning how to navigate spiritually through this jungle of demons. And she's getting bits and pieces as the Lord give it to her. And she's got down pat now for every devil, every demon, 5 blessings. She got that. And then she got no weapon formed against me gonna prosper. But there's one that Mel got to get, and it's shout loud and spare not.
Okay.
Mel has got to now start opening her mouth and forgetting about these people's feelings and just speak truth. Because me, and I know a whole lot of more, are willing to go to battle for her. We haven't never seen Jesus, but we love him. I've never met Melanie Cherie Hope, but I love her. And if you would have let me up there, I would have told her, the young lady, with all due respect, ma'am, if you did not mean her malice and harm, keep it like that. Because if we get an inkling, just a smell of you trying to do something to her, we coming for you. I hope she's listening. If we get an inkling or a smell of you trying to hurt her in any way possible, there's enough of us all over this country. We'll find you. We'll find you. And I just want Mel to know she's not alone. She never will be. She's got a sisterhood that's not even part of the sorority. We're mothers and we're grandmothers. I spent 23 years raising a special need child, so I know how it is to stand in the gap for somebody who can't speak for themselves. And Mel, she is just she's a godsend. But I hope Mel know that just like this devil just said, it ain't all about money. It ain't about money. We're going to buy anything Mel put out. I have bought it. I don't care. I don't even need it. I give it away. But my purpose is to support Melanie, to make her get in a position that she never have to look back at this trash. And that's what we're doing. And when she get that, she'll understand that this ain't nothing. This stuff here, that's nothing compared to what she's going to do and what God has put in our hearts to help her do. I hope Mel listening and let her know she's not alone. Don't you dare be ashamed.
So
You hold your head up and you keep moving. You that Carlton Pearson, a gospel singer, has this song, and he say that this old lady in the church say for years, every time he see her, she said, "Baby, are you keeping on?" He said, "Yes, ma'am, mama, I'm keeping on." She said, "You just keep on keeping on." And that's my message to Mel. You just keep on keeping on.
Okay. All right, Miss Pastor Anderson. I appreciate your comments. I know you have some strong feelings.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I see that. I know. I want to say that character is built, right?
Yes.
And we have every day of our lives almost. We have character building experiences.
Yes,
Sometimes people step up to the plate. Sometimes people don't. They fall short. But this young lady, I don't even know how old she is. I will say that, like Mel, if you guys follow me, you know that I do try to extend grace. Every so often, I try to extend grace to people. But if this young lady found it inside of her, because it's easy to be a coward, to be honest. It's easy to say, I don't know y'all. I don't give a damn. I'm not talking. I ain't saying nothing. If she found it in herself to reach out and DM and say, hey, this is what I did. This is what I did. Like I said, we don't know the full conversation. This is what I did.
Yes.
This was my participation in it. This is what I knew when I sat at this table. Then what? You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. But also character makes you choose who you surround yourself with.
Okay.
Your character unctions you. Your
That's
character is a part of the Holy Spirit that says, Miss Rozay, you don't want to sit over there. You see them picking wallets. Why you going to sit near them? You could be accused. So
yeah,
you'll choose another table. But if you choose to know, like she said, if you know, and you still sit over there, then whatever the consequences that happen to them, you partaking in it, whether you enjoying it with your eyes, your hands, or whatever, but you enjoying. Because anything you don't enjoy, nobody likes pain. Anything you don't enjoy, you will separate yourself from it. Look at Melanie. She separates herself from people, from situations, circumstances, promotions, job ideas. She'll separate herself from it because she don't want the consequences of it, because it's not right. It doesn't build her character. So I'm gonna extend some grace to you and say welcome on the show. I saw the advertising she doing for Stormy. That's what I wanted to ask her. What is that? I saw the platform where she's advertising Stormy's product.
she
But
explained
you
that a little bit. She
but
explained
you
that a little bit.
but you don't know Stormy, you say.
You're right. I have a whole bunch of people back here. I don't want to.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna
Yes,
drop
ma'am.
just
Thank you.
for comments, but I do appreciate you coming up. I think this might be the first time I had you up.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
I truly appreciate you coming up. And let's get to the, we're just gonna make sure we get everybody's opinion. I know there's other
Yes.
people who keep hitting that enter button, and
Yes.
my
Yes,
platform
ma'am.
allowed 10 of you in the back. So I'm gonna drop down Pastor Anderson, and then
Yes.
we'll get to the others, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
So much. I want to read Layla's comment again. She said, let's not attack Carson. She exposed the plot. Better late than never. Okay, that was something similar that I said. And thank you again, Layla, for blessing the channel. I appreciate you. Okay, so now let's see. I'm going to bring her down. Let me make sure that I have everybody's names up here. Shirley, and then hi there. I have Maritha, I have LaDawn. Go ahead, Miss Shirley. Let me know what you have to say. I'm a wrap. I'm not going to have you talk too long just because I have so many people back.
Oh no, I'm not gonna be long. Dana, I just want to say, right now, it's not really time to place the blame on nobody.
Okay.
My heart goes out to Mel right now because this lady gives me strength because I'm somewhat walking in the shoe that she's walking in right now.
Oh, Shirley, I'm sorry.
And whenever I watch her, she lets me know that tomorrow, I'm sorry, tomorrow is going to be a better day,
That's
you
right.
know, and I wake up with that attitude. So I try to keep my eyes on the prize, because if you look back, you're going to stumble. But my thing is, God always uses the enemy as your footstool. And what nobody is seeing is this little picture that God used the enemy as male footstool. And he had angels around him, because if Ariane wouldn't have opened her mouth and told this to this young lady,
She would have never known.
it would have never came out. So I just want to say, let's focus on let's keep our eyes on the prize. Let's not, I know we feel in some kind of way about Carson, but let's give her some grace.
Shirley,
You know?
think of this. This is a person she knew for 2 months, allegedly. But
Right.
imagine feeling comfortable. And you know, we've seen AC come out. She's very comfortable in what she shares. But imagine saying something like that to someone, and you're carrying that on your shoulder. Like, oh my God, I know this about this. I see these people on this TV show. I know this information. That's a lot to carry.
That's a lot. That lady is going through so much, but she's such an inspiration.
Yes, I say that as a person who, when people see me, they will just tell me anything. Anything. I have that type of energy. I can be on an airplane and somebody will just start telling me things, and I'm like, wow. it can be a blessing and a curse, because sometimes you carry what they tell you.
True.
That's
Yeah,
true. That's
that's
true.
true.
That's
That
true.
is
But
so
I'm not
true.
going to stay up here long. But I just want to say, let's just try and focus on God using that enemy, that number one enemy. He took it and used it as a footstool.
I appreciate you,
So,
Shirley. I hope it all goes well with you. I'm praying for you. We all.
Praying for you, Shirley.
thank you.
You hang
And
in
y'all
there,
have a
Shirley.
blessed day. I will. And y'all have a blessed
You
day.
You as well.
Bye-bye.
You as well. Oh wow, God be with you, sweetheart. Ooh, child. Mm.
Hi, Miss Maritha.
Hey, Miss DyanaRozay. Well, I did catch that live that Mel did, and
Mhm.
I want y'all to know that it tore my heart to shreds. And I did watch Carson Blue when she did her live a while back. I did watch that. And I did not really form an opinion about her, nor am I forming an opinion about her now. Whether she's telling the truth, whether she's being honest, whether her intentions are good or not good. I'm just not going to feed into that. And from what I'm looking at, God, you know what? God can use anybody he wants to, when he wants to, and how he wants to.
Oh,
This was for me the way I am looking at it. It's just another way that when God told Melody, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, that's exactly what he meant. He didn't say, Melody, the weapon's not going to form against you, baby, because I got you. No, he said they wouldn't prosper.
yep,
And they're not going to prosper. She's hurt. I saw hurt in Mel's face today.
yep,
Yes, she's hurting. And regardless of everything else that done happened, this used to be this woman's husband.
yeah.
He is the father of her children. They used to be friends. Before anything, they were friends. They
That's
have
right.
done some things. All married couples have done some things.
Yeah,
All people, we done did some things. And for not one time in her life would she would have imagined that this man would go to the links that he are going to now. But what I saw and what I heard in Mel, this is uh what crying, she's crying, she's hurting. And you know what? She's gonna be all right because you have to. I'd say cry, get it out, and when it's out, it's over and it's done with. Mel is a strong woman. Mel is before all of that, Mel is a believer. She's a spiritual being and she believes what God is saying to her. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning.
say
And
it.
see, when God is getting ready to elevate you a little, with every levels, all kind of devils come out. And
Say
all God did was just mow the grass a little bit more so all the snakes can come out. Whatever Carson intentions was, God know, because
right,
he just that kind of God. He said, I knew you before you was formed in your mother's womb. So don't nobody can't tell me God didn't know.
right,
And God don't make things happen. God allowed things to happen. This
right.
needed to be out. You see, Martell was getting ready to start a new suit line. It's not going to prosper.
I just talked
Now,
about that.
it's not going to prosper. See, because in the words of Lily Ninks, when you play dirty, you never
Never
win.
win.
And God say, touch not my anointed. So male belongs to God.
Yeah,
I never try to fight anybody's battle because God say the battle is not mine. I'm the vessel that he's using. And sometimes it hurt. Oh my God, it hurt so bad. When I saw that this morning, I had to walk. I just left my phone on my desk and I had to go in the kitchen for a moment. I just had to stand and look out the window. because there's nothing for this lady to be ashamed of.
No,
You were a married woman at the time that you were doing this
nothing.
with your husband.
Yeah.
With your husband. And as far as Carson is concerned, I can totally understand moving to a new city and in the age that we're living in now. You texting, oh, I'm gonna move to New Orleans. If anybody on here from New Orleans, can you tell me something? And somebody may reach out to me and we might, start talking. They don't know me, I don't know them.
Yep.
But then when you learn a person, see, Dyana, I am like you. I'm the type of person I could just be sitting in the doctor's office or sitting at a dinner table, and I've been like that. People just come up to me and start talking. I get nervous because sometimes and I promise you this, I can see something, and I don't know what I'm seeing at the moment,
Yeah.
and then it comes right back, and I say, oh my God, is
Yeah.
this what you was trying to show me?
Yeah.
And then when people feel comfortable enough to tell me things, I get scared. I don't get scared. I get nervous because I'm saying, well, why is they dropping this on me?
Right.
What is it about me that you feel comfortable? You don't know me from a carton of eggs.
Right.
So why are you telling me this? But then my pastor, when I saw the lady, Pastor Anderson, I had to look again because that's my pastor's name.
Right.
So my pastor, he always says when a person wants to talk to you, listen.
Yeah.
Just sit and listen. Don't say anything. Just sit and listen. And that's what I'm doing with Carson. She is trying to explain herself. I don't think she's trying to exonerate herself. This is this what was presented to me. Yeah, I went to the tea party, but and for me, honestly, I'm not attacking her, but I am going to say this. You had to know a little bit of something about what was going on. Okay, Tisha, her hands definitely is not clean because Carson's intentions might have been right, but Tisha's intention wasn't right. So we don't know. I don't know. And truth be told, it's just not that serious for me. If Mel is okay with it, I'm good with it too.
Well, what
So
you said is that.
whatever is going on, let me tell you something. The God that I serve, he don't sleep, he don't slumber, he don't go on break, he don't take lunch. He see everything and he know everything. So all I can tell people is you better be careful in the way that you treat people. You better be careful in what you say because when you cross that bridge and think you don't have to go back across it again, God will show you. God will show you. So God, Mel is gonna be all right. Mel gonna be just fine. Cause she knows she got God, her mama, she got us. So she gonna be just fine. And I thank you for allowing me to come up here, Miss Dyana. So I'm gonna drop down so the rest of the people could talk.
Thank you, Marisa. I appreciate everything you had to say. Okay. Hi, LaDon.
Hi, Dana. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I know you said you need to get
I know because, when I first heard it, I kind of already felt like there was no malice on her part, in my opinion. Um, I listened to it and I feel like she's telling the truth also. I was told a long time ago, you have to rub, if you want to go certain places in certain rooms, you got to rub elbows with people in that arena. You know what I mean? So I'm not mad at her for getting in where she fit in, trying to network and stuff like that. And, but I have a problem that even though she was doing Tisha's hair, you knew the relationship between her and Tisha, Mel and Tisha. So my only thing is, why would even if you didn't say anything until you finally met up with Mel or bumped, you know, who's in a situation or whatever, I don't feel like she should have disclosed it to Tisha because that's giving somebody ammunition against somebody else. So I think she just probably didn't handle things.
And she may be very young.
I think she's very young-minded. Yes. Yes, I think she's young, kind of naive, just trying to figure it out as she goes. And she was in a situation that she probably never was in before and just was like trying to handle it the best way possible. You know what I mean? But I do feel some sincerity coming from her. I agree with Maritha. Tisha knew though. Tisha had a different motive when she got that information. She had a different motive, I think. And that's why she didn't talk to Mel about it neither, even though they were supposed to have squashed things. Tisha didn't bring it up to Mel. She just smiled up in her face like, yeah, I know something you don't know. You tried to get somebody that had a connection to my husband on the show, but guess what? I got a connection of yours now. You know, so I think Tisha was being a little spiteful, but I do believe that that child was really didn't know what to do with the information. I believe her about Arion. None of the text messages went back, even when she scrolled any further than those couple of months. And Coastline came out to say anything because you can't say anything when you know it's the truth. You know, you don't have enough on her to lie about her to put something out there. So I think that's why she's quiet, you know. But I honestly think that she just handled it the wrong way. And I just hope people do give her grace because she's young and you learn, you know what I've been through with drugs and jail. I had to learn. I done bumped my head a million times. I didn't make every choice right at the moment. You know what I mean? And, but I do feel the sincerity, the innocence kind of behind the situation. I really don't think she had any ill intent because there's really none towards Mel. Either way you want to put it, it doesn't make Mel look bad. You can do that with your husband if you choose to. You know what I mean? And somebody was trying to do something to expose her in a negative way. You know, so I don't think it was anything that can hurt Mel either way it go. It was only going to hurt the parties that was trying to use it for evil. You know, so that's why I don't think it was something to try to hurt Mel because you couldn't. You know, it was only going to hurt the people that tried to plot in a negative way, in a criminal way, you know? So I'm going to continue to give her grace. I'm going to watch her. I'm going to, you know, just give her a chance. And if she got to keep on going in them rooms because she's a hairdresser and she don't want to just be on the block doing hair, she want to do hair to the stars, then she got to run in those rooms. You know, they ain't going to see her at home on her street. You know what I mean?
I do.
So.
Well, I appreciate you coming up, LaDon. Thank you. That's a good perspective.
All right. Thank you.
You're amazing. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, let's see. We got a few more people back here. I have Lady D Keys. Can you talk? I don't know if I have you. Okay. How's it going? What are your thoughts on all of this?
I think the girl that came on, I don't think she's trying to do anything malicious. I think Tisha was probably trying to do something malicious to Mel because they don't get along. And it didn't work, obviously. I don't know if the girl is going to come back. But, yeah, I don't think she was trying to do anything malicious. And hopefully, if she continues on the show, she doesn't do anything malicious because, you know, that would be just wrong and hurtful. And then Martell. Can I say this about Martell? I think when he was on Atlanta Housewives, I think Kenya Moore came for him in a way. If you come for a man in a way like that, you can't expect him not to say anything back to you. And Kenya Moore is that type of person where she wants people to respect her, but she don't want herself to respect other people. And the way she came at that man, and yes, Martell is a jerk. He is. Don't get me wrong. But I know as a woman, if I come at a man a certain type of way, he gonna say something to me that's gonna hurt my feelings. But you brought that on yourself because you came at him in a disrespectful way first. You can't come at people any kind of way and think that's not gonna come back on. You know what I'm saying, Diana?
I mean, I hear you, but I don't have a whole lot of grace to give for Martell specifically because he come after women whether they are being rowdy or not. And that's his thing. He said on many occasions that he doesn't believe
Mhm.
women should speak to men in any kind of way. I don't know which way he wants to speak to, but he clearly, if he is, want people to believe that he's truly in a relationship with Sheree, we already know he was in a relationship with AC. These are women with mouths, so I don't know. I think that he should know how to handle himself differently. For
Yeah.
me,
He really should. He really should. He really
okay,
should. I agree with you totally on that one. Uh, but hopefully, this 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 girl, I forgot her name already. But
Carson.
hopefully she, Karsten. Hopefully she don't, you know, come on and act up, do anything to
Yeah,
do
we'll
do
see. Time will
anything.
tell, but we can
Yeah.
only, at this point, I saw someone in the comments say if Melody would have said something different about this girl, then people would be singing a different tune. And you're absolutely right. But the only two people that was involved in this situation is Melody and Carson. That's why I specifically
Mhm.
said when they talk to each other, I know that they're not sharing everything that they said to each other.
Right.
They're sharing.
Mhm.
Melody shared what she wanted us to know, and she even said that this is the last time I'm going to speak on it, but this is my
Right.
feeling. She told me I believe her, and I don't want anything more to be pushed at her. That's how I understood it. You guys can
Yes.
share with me what you thought about it. So I appreciate you. Thank you, Third Rail, for blessing the channel. I appreciate you too. We have a few more people in the back waiting. So if you don't mind, Lady D's, I'm going to drop you down and then we
Yes.
can go to
Ma'am.
Linda Williams. Okay. Thank you for coming up.
Okay. Have
And
a
I
good
hope you
one.
come back
Thank you.
again. Okay. All right.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Hey, Miss Linda.
Hi, can you hear me? Hi, Dana.
Hi, I can hear you. How's it
Oh,
going?
great. Thank you. It is going really good. I just wanted to say this is my first time ever coming up on anyone's platform, but I do listen to you a lot and listen to some of the other creators as well. And, you get a lot from your show, and I really appreciate you. So I just want to go, it's going to go kind of deep today on what I have to say.
Okay. Miss Linda,
And
you're getting a little bit of feedback. Are you
okay.
listening to me on a different platform,
Oh,
on a different device?
let me see. I only have this on my cell phone. I'm not sure. Are you still getting feedback?
Not as much. Well,
Not as,
yeah, so go ahead.
okay. Okay. Now, to understand this from a biblical perspective, we know that we're in spiritual warfare and we are wrestling not against flesh and blood, but we are wrestling with principalities and things that are in higher places. So, with me saying that, I believe that Mel understands her assignment her assignment by God, and when she don't come out and attack Martell, we got to remember that God has already fought and won the battle that we are struggling with each and every day. He fought and he won that battle over 2,000 years ago. So if we and the panel that we're speaking to, if we could just keep that in our minds, we're going to go through things in life, and whatever we go through, just remember, you stay on God's side and try to do what he have commanded us to do through his word, as I feel that Melody is doing, and that's why she's being as successful as she is, because she understands the assignment. And I just wanted to say on Carson, I believe her. And like you said earlier, which was really good, you want to give her grace, and that's what we should all give, because God gives us grace. So who are we not to give other people grace until they show us a different side of who they are? And let me see. So, and we should not focus so much on the enemy. Our focus should be on God. Because he has all of this. He has the enemy already. He have been wrapped up, tied up, and tangled up. But our focus should be on God and not on the enemy. And we should also pray for Martell. I know we say we don't have much grace for him right now, and I can get that. I understand that. But we can't be straddle the fence, in so many words. You're gonna have to either be for what God says or not be for what he say. So we have to know that we have to give Martell grace too, but Martell need to find Jesus, and that is his problem. And until he find Jesus, and Jesus is waiting for him. Martell, God is, he's just waiting for Martell to come to him, to let him know that Martell really needs him, and he want to turn his life over to him. But until Martell does that, all the prayer in the world is not going to help Martell. He has to realize what he has done and be accountable for all of the things that he's done. And when he gets ready to surrender to God, then he will. But in the meantime, I feel bad and I feel sorry for him, because who I am in Christ. And that's what God wants us to do. He wants us to reach people, to bring people closer to him, not push people farther away from him. And as far as Carson too is concerned, and then I'm going to drop down after that. She's young, and we have to understand that where we may be in life and what we may understand to be different and how we would handle situations, we have to put ourselves in her shoes. Where were we when we were in our early 30s, or for the ones that's not 30 years old right now? We may not have understood the way we understand now. So let's give her some grace and understand where she's coming from, and know that she's trying to do the right thing as she maneuvered through life. And that's what I wanted to say. And, that's it. Did I go away? Hello?
I'm sorry about that. I had myself mic'd. I just wanted to say thank you for your perspective. I think you said this was your first time up, so welcome to the
Yes, thank you.
platform, and I hope that we get to hear from you again.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Miss Pretty Brown Eyes, girl, you have been biting at the bit.
Oh, what's up, my friend? Hey,
Up,
I
my
just have
friend.
just a little bit of a different perspective on the situation.
Okay.
I don't feel that Melody was crying or about to cry or emotional due to the fact that she was hurt. I
Mhm.
feel that she was emotional because she has finally been heard and finally vindicated to what
Ah.
Martell has been doing to her behind the scenes. You know, when they had that exchange back and forth, people still were supporting him. But now it's out in the open and the plot has been exposed, and you can't help but feel her when she says she understands. And I believe that is why she forgave Carson and does not hold it against her, that it wasn't told to her right up front.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because
she's giving her grace because she said it, because she didn't have to say it at all. So for that much, she's grateful for her for doing that, because Martell is so retarded, allegedly, in my opinion, and for real, that he couldn't even hold it in what he planned on doing. So he had to hurry up to try to hurt her, to make her be quiet, because he couldn't stop her in any other way other than to say, well, let me send you this picture. I'm going to do this if you don't be quiet, so he had to kind of show his hand, if you will. So she already knew what was going to happen, but I respect Carson for saying it, but I still feel like she did it under duress and did it under the guise of it was going to be exposed. So I think she wanted to be on the right side of history, and too many other people knew for her not to tell. So it's best that she did tell at the time that she did. I'm still giving the rest of the cast the side eye because she did tell Tisha of this plot. Tisha did not tell Mel, and Tisha still openly supported Martell and still attacked Mel after that. So for that, I everybody's saying this grace. Yes, I'm near the cross, not on it. So y'all pray for me. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say you got my prayers, girl.
Okay, just pray for me because I'm near the cross, not on it.
Not on.
He who without sin, you know what I'm saying? You cast the first stone. And for them to sit back for 2 years, knowing what this man has been putting her through and not showing an ounce of empathy, an ounce of sympathy, or any type of grace towards Melody, for that I have a problem. So, I'm still on the fence when it comes to the other people. And I do beg to differ. Coleslaw may do have, look at me talking like Wanda. Coleslaw may have an ace or a trump card up her sleeve because we don't know all what was said and all what was done. All we have is one side of it. So until it all comes out and it's all been said, because I don't feel that she explained everything, I'm gonna just reserve my right to just be quiet and just speak on the rest of the cast that do know Mel, that do owe her respect, and do owe her at least the dang. I mean, they could have told her something, but instead they sat right there at that reunion and dogged her out with him, knowing the whole time that this man was plotting to do this to her. So some of that stuff is unforgivable. And even now, Mel is still extending them grace. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It happened in August. So when Melody spoke of it, she said that happened in August. So Martell sent her the screenshot in August. The actual reunion didn't film until October.
It was in October, right? So from August, September, October, y'all knew this, and y'all was attacking her online. I remember Tisha and Marceau laughing about the custody battle. You know what I mean? So they have no empathy for her, and they wonder why it's only $200 in that fake charity that they have going on. You can't prosper and you don't win when you play dirty. And if you sit out to be malicious and do somebody that has been nothing but good to you wrong, you'll never have any good luck from that. So for that much I do know is true. And everybody can extend all the grace they want to do to the rest of their cast, but I'm going to reserve my right to just sit back because that's what they did. I feel like they wanted to see Martell jump off the cliff because they wanted to halfway see him destroyed as well. So
I'll say this in regards to the cast, this is ongoing, and I forgot her name, but someone said that an apology is required here in order to.
It is an apology. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's all I was saying was that in regards to the rest of the cast, because this has been an ongoing conversation that's been happening literally season after season after season. It started off with Martell, cut it out, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden there was a shift. And so when Melody,
right.
when they were in Destiny, she was like, these people are saying and doing all of this because you're the ringleader. We literally saw everybody just turn and they were all repeating the things that he was saying. And that's why it was so damn obvious.
Right, but
Mhm.
step outside of Martell. Be a woman for a change. You know what I mean? It's like you see this man dogging this woman out. You see this man taking her to court for her children. You see all of this. Y'all even made jokes about it. And for you to sit there and pretend like nothing is happening and you don't understand why Melody is not speaking to you and not talking to you, and y'all don't have nothing better to do than go and team up with Martell and be on his lives and support his whatever endeavor he has and talk about her. That's just low down and dirty. When she helped them when they had nothing, Martell did not help them. Martell still can't help them. So, you know, for that's what hurt me about the whole thing. And I think that's what birthed the millimeters, is the fact that we're sitting here real time and we don't know her. She has never sown into our life financially, spiritually, you know, any of that. Yes, we grab, you know, we get strength from her, but for the most part, we don't know her.
Right.
But as a woman, we empathize with her and we love her and we see, you know, we see her struggle. But these are people that she has sown into their lives. She has put them in a better financial position. She has clothed them. She has fed them. She has put them in her home, giving them cars to drive, giving them income. And the least they can do, the very least they could do is show some type of empathy for her as a woman. And that's the problem, where I can't show them any grace. I can't support anything anyone else on that cast does, because for their test of their character shows, you know, when they felt like they didn't need her anymore and they could just use Martell, or they didn't need Martell, they showed who they really were.
Right.
And that wasn't good to see.
Right. I agree with you.
So that's my standpoint on that one.
Okay. So I got a whole bunch of you still back.
Oh yeah,
here.
I'm gone. I know I didn't mean to run
You know,
on.
I
I'm
always
sorry.
appreciate your perspective. I think I accidentally closed out Queen's Jaja for some reason. She was in the comments saying that I forgot about her. I don't think she can get in, so I'm gonna have you drop.
I'm about to drop. I'm gonna drop.
And then I'm gonna have Queen Jaja. You can come in, and I think I'm gonna close the chat with this because we have so many people back here waiting. Y'all been waiting for a long time.
Thank you for bringing me up, Queen.
I
You
appreciate
have a good day.
so much, Pretty Brown Eyes. Thank you. I can't wait to talk to you again.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. And now we have Miss Anonymous.
Hello.
Hey, honey.
How are you doing, the
Um,
boss and all the other panelists?
I'm great. I'm happy that you came up. What's your
Oh,
thoughts
so
on
you
all of this? Oh, what?
okay? Well, you're famous now. It looks like the lady who at least revealed,
The
secondly
information.
revealed the tea.
Mhm.
You hear me?
I can hear you. I said you were saying Miss Carson.
Yes, Miss Carson, who revealed the tea that already, you know, hopefully millimeters, if you're critical thinkers, Melody had revealed this when Hotel went on his tirade a year ago about the children and Tate Mariah, and explained what happened to Tank, and then also threatened revenge porn things than just this.
Okay. I
And that's
appreciate
why.
your perspective, and I totally understand it. We have a couple of people in the back, Miss Anonymous. I'm gonna drop you down.
I'm dropping out.
Okay.
Panelists have fun, but it's been a pleasure. Just
I
sounding the
appreciate
alarm. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I appreciate you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, so let's see. I just want to be as fair as possible in our communication. I know that we're saying that Ms. Carson has delivered some news. However, for the last, 6 seasons now, we've also been getting a lot of really cruddy news from the mistress, from AC, the now baby mama. The things that she used to say and do definitely did not paint a pretty picture. The things she used to say about Melody definitely did not paint a pretty picture. So I'm not sure if what she's saying can be compared to that, if it's considered equal, if it's considered less, but he's been a topic of conversation since the day he came on the show. So I do want to say that. Let's see, who do we have up next? It's Miss Courtney Clark. Are you next?
I am.
Hey.
Hey.
Hold on. Miss Sharon, I'm so sorry. I had to, everybody please mute in the back. That way when I pull you up, it won't get that feedback. Okay, sorry, Miss Sharon.
Hello.
Miss
Can
Sharon.
you?
Who am I talking to?
This
Miss
is Courtney.
I'm
Yes.
so sorry, Courtney.
It's okay.
I'm looking at someone else's name. Miss Courtney, welcome to the platform. And
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's no problem. Thank you for having me. This is my second time on your platform. I came one time before when we were talking about DV, and I've been through that. I've actually been through revenge porn with my ex-husband, except mine got exposed. You know, he sent it to everybody at my job, so I can feel male. I really can. And I also want to say no disrespect to anyone, because I respect everybody's perspective and I respect where everybody is in life and how they perceive things. Now, Melody did make it clear on her live that she is extending grace to Carson, and she made that clear. And so I'm going to go with what she says about her life situation. But if we're discussing it and I'm talking about my opinion is different. I feel like, as far as speaking on Carson, she is a young woman. I'm 37 myself. I don't know how old she is. I'm assuming she's in her 30s. And, you know, we all grow and learn at different pace. However, when we're talking about grace, I do want us to also have discernment and stop overextending grace. I do want us to, when we speak about grace, Carlos King may think he's giving Martell grace, and we all talk about that. You know, I feel like we have to start thinking about the situations we're putting ourselves in. If I have some information about another woman and I deem it gross enough to disassociate myself with someone, then I need to disassociate myself with a lot of the things that I see, like her going to his wine tasting event, all rooms may not be a good room for you to enter into just because that door is open. I want us to start walking in integrity because it's in us, not because the internet bullied us into saying these things. I want integrity to be embedded in us. I want us to start making decisions that are conducive to who we are as a person. Should nobody be able to say anything to me and make me feel a certain type of way. I'm not saying we all don't learn and go throughout things, but people shouldn't back me against the wall for me to walk in integrity and to know what's right, know what's wrong. You know, I just want us to have discernment. And I'm not, you know, bashing Carson. I don't think she was being malicious. But, you know, it does kind of look like, if I'm being honest, from my perspective, it does kind of look like, you know, you jumped from Ariane, you went from her to inboxing or, you know, emailing them to doing their hair to, you know, the Tisha Marceau connection to now, you know, you're bumping elbows with Mel, which is, you know, she may just have that type of personality. I don't know. But I just want, you know, us as a people to start, as women, to start just knowing when something is wrong. You know, if she watched the show just as we're watching it, she was a viewer just as we are, and we're forming our opinions of Bartell based on viewing the show. So some of it should start to kick in. Like, okay, maybe I don't need to associate myself so closely with these people or go to these events because it doesn't align with me morally. And that's all I have to say about it. Like, we have to start. When I think about my children, I do want them to get grace in certain situations, but I want their morals to speak for them more than somebody having to defend them and extend grace all the time. I want them to have it already in them
Can I
to know what's right and wrong.
Just because we don't know her, we saw her for 6 seconds maybe on a screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
She never spoke a word. She was outed by the internet, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that being said, we don't, when I said to her, I didn't know, oops, I'm sorry. Keep your mic up for a second. Thank you. I just wanted to say, when I said I want to extend grace to her, but we have to be careful of how we are viewing the cast, is because we see the cast all the time. The conversations that we're having about the cast is, you know, every time this new season drops, and then there's all these things that's happening on the internet, whether it's true or not. We can't say for sure. Everything's alleged, right? But we see all of these things happening, and it's pretty much it's been ongoing for the last 6 years or however many years that show has been on the air. This person we haven't seen except for once, and even though we know the craziness that AC has put out there, even though we know the craziness that AC has put out there, Melody knows it too. She knows it better than all of us. She knows it. The things that she shared or that has come out about what Martell and AC has done, including her saying, listen, this man even went so far to say that this woman was going to be your co-star because now she's coming on Tasha K's channel. For her to have said that lets us know that this conversation that she said she had to think about and process, she didn't take it lightly. That's all I'm saying. So if Melody didn't take it lightly, us as fans, we should at least extend benefit of the doubt.
No, I completely agree. And I'm not really talking to you necessarily. I'm just saying that all the things I've heard in the comments. I'm not necessarily, I really wasn't talking to you, but I get it. And like I said, I did say that if Mel has already said it's her situation. So if she said this is where she is, we have to respect it. And I do. I don't have really any ill feelings towards Carson. I don't feel like she was malicious. I just feel like people in general have to start moving more in integrity and with morals. And I just, and that's just what I think, if we're discussing it and I'm giving my opinion, that's just what I think of people in general. We have to walk more in morals and stop, looking at every opportunity as a good opportunity and start, if we know something is wrong, if something feels wrong, go with that feeling.
Agreed. Okay. I appreciate you for saying that.
Thank you.
I appreciate your perspective. Thank you. And I just wanted to thank Jennifer White for blessing the channel. And then her response is, we have to learn to forgive and forget. Carson is trying to make money. I don't think she's friends with none of them. If Mel is good, I am good. And Carson did say that her friendship with Tisha has ended, I guess, months ago or quite a while ago. But yeah, we'll see if we can find out more if she shares more. But thank you so much. Let's see who we have up next. I think Miss Deborah is next. And then I know you guys had asked me to play Melody's, what Melody said on her live. I'm going to play it at the end just so I can get all of you back on my screen. Okay, sorry about that. Miss Deborah, yes, ma'am. Welcome to the channel.
Hi, everyone. Hi, all God's people, whether you saved or not saved. One thing I want to touch back, anonymous. You have to excuse me. I'm from the South and I do speak broken English. And I try my best to straighten it up, but hey, I'm still here. And the lady who just spoke before me, we keep saying,
Courtney,
grace, grace, grace. That's God's unmerited favor. We need to look at the definition of unmerited. See, God, He can love us better than anyone can. Sometimes we could be offended or someone can do something to us and we just never forgive them and we don't want to be around them no more because the way they moved. The Bible talked about the snake bruising the heel. Think about this. And I know that Carson is somebody's child. Just because we are pointing out her faults or how she moved like a snake doesn't mean that we're not praying for her and we're not asking God for favor her, for God to help her. She moved from one place, I'm going to say house. What if you let this one person stay with you, and then y'all fell out, and then that person moved to the next house, or maybe a friend of yours, and they didn't see what you saw from that person, and that person stayed with them, and then their house fell apart, and then that person go from house to house to house. She's been to too many houses on this show, and she didn't say nothing until she was exposed. Now, the devil work in the dark. He don't work in the light, and he work through people, and he use people. Not saying that people are devils. I know for a fact that some people are cunning, sneaky, and they're undercover agents, and it's all about the love of money, for the love of money. Now, the love of money is the root. They just want the money. I don't know what nobody say. Carson, you'll see later on, and it's going to be revealed, just like the young lady said about discernment. When you have the discernment and God show you stuff, sometimes people think you're crazy when you say God told me or God showed me. No, just hold on tight, don't say nothing, and just watch like Melody is watching. See, that's why Melody don't speak much. I'm coming here for my sister Melody. I'm standing in the gap for my sister Melody, where she may be going through and she need a little strength, she need a little help. We need to have our eyes glued on what's going on right now. Carson was friends with everybody. She talked to everybody. Have you ever went to a party and mingled with this person and mingled with that person, rubbed shoulders with this person? You got a telephone number, or you got familiar with one another. So when you saw each other again, like she was on Coleslaw's, I'm gonna say her name Ariane, because that's her name. When she was on there talking with her, giving her solutions how to deal with the people that were coming in line, putting her down, talking about her. She go back and look at how she was very intelligent, very smart. I want people to stop saying people are young and they don't know no better, or whatever the case might be. When I was 12 years old, I knew better. I knew right from wrong, but I made a conscious decision whether I was going to do it or didn't do it. And it was the fear of God and the fear of my mom that kept me from making certain decisions. And don't mean that young people are innocent. All young people are not innocent. All old people are not innocent. And yeah, true enough, you learn as you get older, but sometimes older people never learn. They keep repeating and repeating. So what I'm saying is, and excuse me for over talk, I'm nervous. This is my first time coming up. But right now, I keep hearing the Spirit of God, warning, 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 warning. We haven't seen nothing yet. This is only the first blow. It's just like the Trojan War. I know a lot of you read the book or saw the movie about the Trojan horse. How the enemy was inside the horse. Do you know how long it took them to build that horse, to make that plan? Sneak into that kingdom, to destroy them people? It wasn't overnight. Now, they had more than one plan. They had more than one line of defense when they was going in there, trying to overtake somebody else's kingdom. And what I'm saying is, it's a Trojan horse, more than one, in this deal, trying to get Melody. They're all trying to keep their show on. They're all trying to get that money, and they hate Melody because they feel as though that she's blocking them. And somebody said it earlier, it started off with the land. And all through the years of our time, even in the Bible, Jesus had enemies sitting around him, lying, deceitful, going to tell on him, getting money for, or denying him when he was being beaten and taken to the cross. Come on now, they can turn their back on Jesus. You think people can't turn on us these days? Y'all better
These days.
stop. You got, I'm sorry. Please
These
forgive
days.
me,
I would
beautiful
say
woman.
when you said these days, I was like, that's ongoing. That's a part of all of our lives. We all have to figure out who's for us and who's against us all the time, every single day, I think, especially if you are walking into spaces for people who have, if you ever had an opportunity like I did, and I've talked about this before, I was working inside of an office for all of my life. I've worked inside of offices, did management, things like that. But I had no idea how disturbed my peace was until I had an opportunity not to do that. I was always on guard all of the time, 24 hours a day. I didn't know what it felt like to feel safe. I am very, very grown, And I literally, within the last 2 years, I had a conversation with my family where I said, I finally feel safe because of things that was going on outside of me that I felt like I had to protect myself from all the time. So sometimes people, um, there were some other people, I think it was Maritha, who said sometimes people show up in a way that is a warning. However, this woman was being used. There may be people who still don't like her, but we don't know her outside of the 6 seconds we saw on the screen and that someone had outed her. And I think that's really all we can give to her.
Diana, she wasn't used. Diana, she was used. She used the situation. She saw it on TV and she used the master plan. How can I get close to these people? She used her gifts and her talents and got closer,
And I appreciate
closer until she got to Melody with the information.
I appreciate your perspective on it.
I love you. I love you. I love you. I really do, because I'm glad you got peace. I'm glad you don't have to look over behind your shoulders and behind your back and over to the side. But I know in the Ezekiel, God used Ezekiel to fight his war. And he said, how you going to tell whether or not you got soldiers going to fight for you? Take them to the water. Take them to the water. Tell them to drink. And if they drink and look down, don't use them. But if they drink and looked up and look around and drank and looked up and look around, those are the ones you want to fight with you.
I hear you. I appreciate you so much, Miss Deborah.
Thank you. I love you for letting me up.
No problem. You can come back anytime. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Miss Golden Candy, thank you for the blessing to the channel. She said if she also ended her friendship with Tisha. So someone said that she said she ended her friendship with AC. She did also say that her and Tisha had a disagreement about her hair and that they basically parted ways. And we didn't get into the details of that, but that's what she said. And she said that because of it, I'm assuming parted ways meant they literally just stopped talking to each other. Tisha asked her to come on because there was an expert that was going to be at this party, at the tea party, and that the expert was, I guess, really talking to all of them and trying to get them to, mend fences with each other. And she said that was the purpose of her coming. So that was the reason why. She also said that Carson may have filmed or flamed, like my grandma used to say, for a chance to network. So that is what she's saying. Again, time will definitely tell, just like within that little bit of time, we got to see other things. So I'm sorry about that. This is YT at Goody Gabar Gabs. Did I say that right?
It's Goody.
It's Goody. Okay.
The YTs, that's how people follow me on YouTube. But it's
okay.
Goody.
Your
Diana.
channel. I appreciate you coming up. Welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for having me. This is my first time. I'm not going to be too long.
Okay.
People keep wondering why this young lady didn't say something earlier to Melody. There are a few things. Melody doesn't know her. She sent her a DM about doing her hair. She didn't receive a response. I can't imagine she would think I'm going to receive a bigger response, or how would I be received if I followed that up with, ooh, I was cool with Ariana and I got some tea. I'm believing Melody would have ignored her. Like, get out of my face. I don't want to see it. Everyone is I'm a Christian, but I'm not church folk. So this is what I know for sure.
Goody, can I ask you how old are you? Under 30 or?
I'm 48 years old.
48. Okay.
With a 26-year-old son. Like I'm grown with a grown child. So like I sometimes have the ability to see this young lady seems to be a bit younger. I'm not quite sure where she is, but somewhere in those 30s. And she's a mom and she's a wife. So even in her 30s, she's not getting to focus on herself, her own personal growth. She's trying to support her family, be a wife, and get her business to where she wants her business to be. She's going to network. And anyhow you network in media and entertainment, you are going to rub elbows with people that you would not sit down and break bread with. That's just inevitable. But true. When God uses people, he uses them in his divine timing. What we have watched is people see Melody make certain moves and have doubts as to why she would make certain moves, because he's just nice and he just wants to take care of his children. What we are seeing is she's done what she has to do, and I've seen you say it before. Melody ain't going to tell you everything she know until it's time for you to know what she knows.
Correct.
So she's just done. There's a reason I do what I do.
That's right.
Martell has been given an opportunity to better himself. He's been humbled to the most basic place he could be. He's taken a fall from grace. God has given him certain opportunities. What would you do with these opportunities? Oh, you haven't changed? I got you. Now we're going to show people why Melody treats you the way you do. He just did a 2-week tour with Carlos about how great he is as a co-parent and how he's the best at this, and that.
You said it.
Were like, oh, he right, he good, he this, he that. She's mean, she bitter, she's this, she's that. She had nothing to do with this reveal. The internet sought this woman out.
Facts. You're right.
Sometimes when you are a praying woman, God tells you to be still. And when you are still, you are able to watch things happen that she had nothing to do with these reveals. This is something that's happening to show people that without her even interfering, without her trying to get the validation that, yes, I am a good person. The internet the millimeters attacked the woman. The woman came out to defend herself. And now we want to know why she wasn't like, hey, Melody, I found this out. Because, if I'm Melody, I don't want to speak to the person who was on a video speaking to the woman who, is definitely an enemy of mine, but has the ability to be around my children. I want to keep it cute and I want to keep it distance. But God is going to use who needs to be used in the way he wants to use them at the time he wants them to be used. That's why she didn't say anything. That's why this is happening. I'm not mad at anyone who's going to network to their benefit. I don't think she had malicious intent. And it's not, I don't even know her. It's not for me to even extend grace. It's just for me to not have any bitterness in my heart towards what she's done. She's done nothing to me. It's just disgusting to watch. I think that's all I have.
You're right. Everything that you said, I really appreciate your perspective. We want to hear both sides for sure. And, I said it too. When I look at sometimes people, they take a while to get to certain places. Some people get there faster. We can say what we knew when we were 12 or 10 or, whatever in life, but you still, whatever happened in her world, she still got to climb them steps to get where she is. So at this point, I can only go by what Melody shared. She didn't come on live for no reason at all. She came on to say, I know what's been going on the internet. This girl did tell me. And
leave her alone.
Leave her alone. That's what it sounded like she was saying to me. Like, yeah, y'all know, y'all saw my post when she was on IG Live. I came out. I made the post. Revenge, PORN, really. Well, I posted it on my in my video. So we know, and I've said this too, because I really try to connect what we may see online onto the show, because it is happening so rapidly. And these things are out there. I'm connecting dots just like everybody else. But when Melody came out, she said, number one, that the party wasn't at her house. I think she said that maybe on Sunday or something.
I noted that because I thought the only real atrocity would be if this was someone invited into her home.
To her home. She said, this was not at my house. There was an actual place that actually does tea parties. That's where she had it. She said that it was maybe 3 hours. People were asking her all kinds of questions in her chat, and she was making it a point of ignoring some of those questions because she could see people were in a frenzy. But if she said she knew a few days ago and she's been trying to work it out, I trust that too. Like we are right now, all saying, I still don't believe it and all those things, is because she needed time to process it. She needed time to say, what was this person's intentions? And that's what we're all doing right now too. What was that person's intentions? Because we've been on a ride with Melody where we've been, people have been concerned for her safety. People have been concerned for whether or not she's getting a fair shake on the show, all of those things. So for her to say, this is what I'm willing to share with you right now, these two things about the custody case, about, all the talk about this, request to create a fake page and pretend to be another person, another man that wasn't her husband. That took a lot too. There's a lot of bravery that is happening here that we are watching. And I don't know if we always get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
Sometimes
absolutely
because
do
we
know what
watch
you're
it on the
saying.
TV, we think, oh, okay, then we deserve for the rest of the information. We don't always deserve it, but we get it. And I think that there's something to be said for that too.
I'm gonna say this, Diana. I applaud you for being able to do reviews and recaps of the show and all the things that happen on the sidelines.
Mhm.
Because on my personal channel, I refuse to do it. Too much happens,
Too much happened.
and it's
Let me tell you, you spoke a word, because I have to say, I don't talk about all of it because it drains me too. I don't talk about everything. I talk about what I think is going to be noteworthy and carry on to the show. But some of the stuff is heavy. It's heavy.
it's too heavy. I just send Melody prayers and her children, and even this isn't grace. This is just a hope that all of the people who are doing these things, taking a step back, I don't even believe that Tisha is still playing the game of trying to do things to Melody, because by now I think it's understood that God's not playing when it comes to her. So by now I believe it's understood that people need to stay in their lane, agree to disagree, and stop trying to pelt stones. I think they get it.
I agree. I agree. We've been watching this unfold time after time after time. And I think Melody said that in her live. You should know by now that this isn't how you're not going to win. Like, what else do you require? So, yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. I appreciate you coming up.
Thank you for having me. I'm gonna let you free up your page.
Okay.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Okay, I have Miss Sharon. You are up next. Miss Sharon, did you take a break from the hello? Okay, let's go to DMV sister.
Hello, Diana. This is my first time.
Hi,
Thank you for allowing me to be up.
I appreciate you
Thank you,
so
thank
much.
you, thank you. Okay, I have a few things. Let me say this. I am a millimeter. I
Okay.
am a big male supporter.
Mm-hmm.
I too have gone through a lot of what male has gone through.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm getting ready to say, I don't need anybody to jump on me and start attacking me.
Okay.
Also, you just cleared one thing up.
Okay.
But my question was, one of my questions.
Hold on. Okay, Miss Sharon, I had to put you on mute. We were calling for you, but we couldn't get a hold of you. So DMV sister's gonna go, and then I'll catch back up with you. I'll catch up with you right after she finishes what she had to say. Sorry about that. Miss DMV sister,
Hello?
forward.
Okay. Okay. Let's really address the elephant in the closet. Why did it take so long? That young lady was being attacked, and I'm just gonna say, I'm a good judge of character. The young lady was consistent. She showed receipts. She had to come out and say something because she started being attacked after everybody seen her on the show on when they come on Saturday. So yes, she came out and said something. But why? This is just a question. 5 days later, after this young lady and her family threatened and being attacked, why didn't our sister come out and shut this down? Where is it doing that?
Sorry about that. You said 5 days later. Miss Sharon, I'm not sure why you are on mic. You have to stay mic'd while DMV sister's talking. Okay, go ahead. You said huh.
Why did
I had to remove her from the stream. Okay, go ahead.
okay? Why didn't our sister Mel shut this down when the bloggers was attacking that young lady? It was so unfair, and I watch it all the time. This is my first time coming on your show. I watch you a lot. I support you and other bloggers, but we really have some mean sisters. And I'm gonna say this as a 50-plus-year-old, and I'm gonna challenge every 50-plus-year-old or in 40-year-old. We have a job to do. It's not to tear these young ladies down. As much as coleslaw gets on my nerves, and sometimes I think she deserved what she deserved, but that's not our job to name call. And you got some really professional people that be on these platforms destroying these young ladies. I have two young ladies as daughters, and I would dare to sit on a live and hear somebody talk to my daughters the way I hear some of these older women turn these young girls up. I too was cheated on. Like I said, my story is a lot like Melanie's. I was asked to do not Love and Marriage DC. It was another show. What was it called? It wasn't Love and Marriage DC. But way back in the day, me and my husband were asked to be on the show. I don't need my life put in front of the cameras because I know what that does to you. But we, like you saying, we are watching a mere minute of these people's lives. I love Melanie to death. I mean, she encourages me. She pushes me. I've gone through a lot. I have even had to leave my home state for a while because it was things that I wanted to do that I knew that would cause me to get in a lot of trouble. So I left to clear my mind and I placed myself in school and did what I had to do before I came back home. But anyway, I wanted to say that. And instead of trying to, because Carlos King ain't going nowhere. So I just think we need to do something to get in contact with OWN and let them know how we really, really feel. Because this isn't a good look. This man should no longer be on this show. And Melanie did not just learn this. Melanie knew about this months ago.
She knew about what months ago?
That he had on the reunion that he had that picture and he was trying to blackmail her.
So she said that she saw it in August. So I want to just make sure I clear up a couple of things. I think she said she saw it in August, if I'm not mistaken. That was the first thing. The second thing is she did say that she needed some days to process the information.
Okay.
I know for a fact that Melody gets DM'd all day long with people telling her information about this one, that one, and the other one. And she's nice enough to respond to it. Now, I don't know how she does it, but she's taking in a lot of information. She's taking in a lot of information. And she doesn't typically get on and clear anybody's name. She doesn't. That was one of the arguments at the table with Stormy. I don't do this because I know how people come for me, and they do. They come for her in the raggediest of ways. But for her to have done what she did is what, for me, in my mind, said, "Hey, we need to ease up because," and I'm saying we as a collective, because she doesn't do this. I know that everybody, was attacking her, and I actually took a poll. I put it on all of my platforms, and more people were for her than against her. So that was the first thing. But she doesn't do that. And for her to be able to get on live today and say, I want this to stop. I'm aware.
Yeah.
She talked to me. I think that speaks volumes. Layla said, why did Carson hold the information for 1 year from Mel, but told Tisha don't victim blame? I think I missed someone's comment. So she did say that. Another person, Golden's Candy said, Mel has 50 jobs. Sorry, not sorry. She don't have time to police trolls for other people. That's an impossible task. Mel reads her DMs and answers them. So she does read her DMs and she does respond to a lot. And a lot of people do drop things off to her. And I've seen her on live, like after the actual show aired that night. If I'm not mistaken, she had went live to say, you guys let me live in my my happiness or my truth right now. I may not do things the way you do things. Like sometimes people project things on her that isn't her story either. I'll say that. Y'all can let me know
Okay,
how you feel about it.
I'm just going to say this because you did kind of explain about Mel before I got to speak.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to say this to the bloggers.
Okay.
Because I sat and watched several bloggers on the live with the young lady and was cursing her out and just, we first of all, we in mental health month. That it's real, guys. Mental health is real.
And you know you didn't see that on my channel, right?
No. That's why I enjoy you so much. No.
Everybody
It's not messy over here. It's not messy over here. For real, it's not.
Okay.
But it really bothered me because I just was thinking about it. What if I seen that happening to my two girls and they're grown?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna act like a Wanda. I'm gonna step in and I let them be women because they are very mature and they handle their own. But to see them grown women coming onto that girl like that was just so disturbing. So for the bloggers, just be more mindful. It's not our job. It's just like it's not Melanie's job. It ain't our job to be policing everything. Mind the business that pays you, and I know the YouTube is paying you guys, and I'm so proud of you guys. But be more nicer, be more kinder. We need that today.
I hear you,
Thank
Miss
you.
Candy, sister. I appreciate your perspective. I appreciate you coming up to the platform for the first time. And thank you. Thank you. I think
Thank
people
you.
heard you. Okay. And I'm going to, I got Miss Sharon. I hope you can mic up now, Miss Sharon. I'm not sure if you can. Can you hear me now? Miss Sharon. All right. Let's go with Dwana Brown. Am I saying your name right?
That's correct. How are you today, Diane? And thank you for allowing me to speak on your platform today. And I just wanted to make a few points. Not attacking the young lady, Carson, but again, I have a suspicious mind. And a lot of things that she said in her interviews on Instagram didn't ring for me, okay? Because everybody keeps saying she's young, and then they gave Ariane the same excuse. She's young. I've been married since I was 18 years old, okay? And there's just certain things we all have a moral compass. And Carson, and not knocking what she did for a living or whatever, but when you're in certain areas of entertainment, you acquire a certain discernment for people and know how they do. And you also pick up on some things that help you to get ahead. Okay. And that's what I see from her. I see opportunity. She's looking for an opportunity. Carson was at the reunion, that last reunion, when Mel had on that metal outfit and everything. And she saw how they attacked and Tisha called Mel a dark soul. And if you remember, after they were in that bar or restaurant, they were coming up to Wanda, and Wanda even had Carson show off her outfit. And then they were all saying, Miss Wanda did good, you guys. You all would be proud of her. She knew them. She heard what they said. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then to turn around and you've already known, you've talked to Ariane and know what's going on. You know the relationship she has with Melody, Tisha. I'm sorry, but Wanda and Tisha, and I'm sure when they were getting their hair dragged, because we talk when we go to our hairdressers. We talk.
Mm-hmm.
And if they can drag Melody on television, you best to believe what they did in that salon.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So
Mm-hmm.
she knew. And another thing that bothered me was when Ariane gave her that information about Martell wanting her to reveal those. She didn't say don't do it. She said that woman is a Scorpio. Your moral compass, whether you're 10 or 200, should say that's not right. You shouldn't do that. That's what we do. And when we check our friends, our as women, that is something that I would tell another woman. Don't do that. That's not right. You're wrong. You know, he's telling you wrong. She didn't do that. She didn't do that. She never ever said, don't do it. She went on to say that Mel was a Scorpio and how she's going to find out that she would be discovered.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Ariane went on that fake page and she Instagrammed Tisha and said, tell Marcel he better get his girl or whatever. She referred to Marcel having a knowledge of Ariane. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
so for her, Tisha, who also I think has the dark soul because and who needs help, because I really believe she has some internal things and some things that she doesn't like about herself. Okay. Being raised by Wanda, I'm not surprised. But for Tisha to say, I wouldn't worry about it, I don't believe it. I don't believe Tisha said that about Melody no, not the way she feels about Melody. No. She does not like Melody. They've never liked her. That whole group of Martells, all of them, they do not like Melody because Melody is not like them. She was married. They're not evenly yoked. I'll put it that way. With her friendships or with Martell, she was unevenly yoked. That when they called Melody bougie, they never liked her. They did not like the way she presents herself. They don't like the way she talks. They don't like her. So when she had problems with Martell, sometimes people take joy in something bad happening to you because they're always, because that's us as a people. Why? I don't know. We can't be happy for someone. She thinks she's something, but she don't know her husband fools around. Tisha threw that up in that girl's face. She threw it up about him buying that girl a car. That was a friend, somebody that had sat at that woman's table and ate and helped and did all that she did. Tisha did that on purpose, and Carson knows because Carson has watched that show. And she keeps saying she doesn't want to be on television. Well, why are you going from content creator to content creator? You said what you said, and I believe some of what she says. I do. I believe that part. But I also believe that you do want to be on the show. And you've had conversation with them. And there's a reason for you to be doing what you're doing. And it wasn't just to come down to Huntsville and do any hair. I don't believe it. Okay. And so I look at everybody with a jaundice eye. That's just me. Okay. And I'm way over 50. I'm way over 60. But when I see something, and I don't attack young people or anything like that, because I want everybody to work because that's my Social Security. Okay. So I would appreciate if people would quit talking about these young ladies being young, because it's about having a moral compass. Also, in your heart what's right and what's wrong. And she should never have went. She should never have gone.
Okay. I appreciate your perspective. I appreciate you sharing your perspective about the situation. It
Thank you.
is, some people like her, some people, they're supporting what she did where she's at.
Right.
Some people feel like she should have, did something much
Hmm.
sooner. But I do appreciate your perspective.
And I don't dislike her, because I don't know her to dislike her. I'm just looking at what I've observed.
Understood.
I'm gonna let whatever happens. I have to wait till things unfold to
Understood.
really see. I don't dislike her. The only ones that I do dislike are the ones that are on the show already, because they've already shown me who they are. But there are just certain things that I see in that girl that I did not like, and I listened. There were just certain things that just didn't gel with me. And she was talking too fast. I taught school, and I used to watch my students, and I knew when they were giving me half of what, sometimes you get a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
and I had that feeling. Beautiful young lady. And I just hope she gets it together, and if she's really there to do good and to help, I hope that's what she's there for. I really do. And
I,
thank you.
I
Okay.
appreciate you. Thank you, Miss. Am I pronouncing your name correctly, Dyana?
Yes, that's it, Dwana.
Thank you so much for coming up. I hope to hear from you again, okay?
All righty. Thank
All
you.
right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, you guys. That's pretty much it. Some people said they wanted me to play the video. This particular video is way too long, so I'm going to put up what Melody said on a separate video. So I'll have a live, and then I'll also do Melody's video, some of what she had to say, so that you guys can see it if you didn't get an opportunity to. I don't believe that she saved it to her IG, but this has been a great conversation. I really appreciate all of you for blessing the channel. I have a lot of new members that came out today. So thank you to all of you for supporting me. And yeah, we will talk about this as it moves forward. We'll see. I'm still going to reach out to Miss Carson and just let her know some of the questions that a lot of you had about just, her interaction and friendship with Tisha, knowing what she knew, and then, basically what made her send Melody that DM or speak with her and let her know everything else that was going on. If she's willing to share it, great. If she's not, we'll see. Again, I understand. But at this point, y'all, this was an amazing conversation. Thank you to all of my panelists, everyone who came up, whether you were for it or against it, I appreciate it. Okay. And we will talk again, everybody. Oh, also, thank you to all my moderators. I forget to say thank you, guys. Thank you to all of my moderators. You guys have a hard job reading through those comments and making sure that people are on their P's and Q's. Okay. So thank you to all of you as well. And I will catch you all on the next one.